Alright guys, to begin, we are going to start on all fours, shaking out that wiggles, making sure your shoulders are aligned over your wrist, hips over knees. And we're going to start with a little cat-cow, Balattanasana, and Marijarnasana. Alright, now let your belly fall, chest to the sky. Collarbones back. Inhale. Exhale, hollow out that stomach, bringing your tailbone down between the space between your knees, chin to chest. Exhale. Drop your belly, collarbones back. A few more times on your own. Good. Now find a neutral back. We are going to step our left foot forward and come up on our spidey fingers for a low lunge. Here you want to make sure your knees aligned over your ankle, hips facing forward, lifting from that pelvic floor. Place your hand on your hips for a self-adjustment, or bring your hands down, around, and up. Good, really engaging that belly, bringing your navel in, widening your chest. Good, hands frame your feet, back to all fours, finding that neutral flat spine. Curl your toes, send your hips to the sky for a downward dog. Pedaling your feet out. Make sure to spread your fingertips wide, pressing into the floor with your index finger and thumb. If you have a hard time finding length here, I definitely suggest you bend your knees and press your chest towards your thighs, gliding your shoulders down and back to create more space in those shoulders. Pedal out your legs here if you like to warm them up, straighten them out. Good. Now come back down to all fours. We're going to find some balance and bring up on our spidey fingers. This time bringing our right foot forward for a low lunge. Lifting from that pelvic floor as we rise, bringing our hands up and around. Inhale. Good. Really engaging your abs here. You want to pull your navel back into your spine. Good. Hands frame the foot, back down to all fours. Up on your toes and your hips to the sky for downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet. Really press your chest into your thighs, finding that length in your spine, then your head just fall heavy. Good. Now we're going to come into a plank pose for a second. Step our left foot forward, coming into warrior one. And rise, swoop the hands down, around, and up. Now here, keep your front knee over the ankle. It should be at a 90 degree. Back foot at about a 40 degree angle facing out. Align with your hips. And we want both of our hips to face forward, so you can self-adjust here. Put your hands on your hips. Good. Hands up. Tuck that tailbone down and in. Again, really activating that navel. Bringing those abs in. Remember, breathing brings balance. Good. Now we're going to come into pyramid pose here. I like to place my hands on my thighs and heel toe our back foot in just a little bit and we're going to straighten both of our legs, keeping our hips facing forward. Here you can bring your hands to prayer, coming into pyramid pose, letting your chest fall, Really pressing into all four corners of your feet. Inhale, exhale. You can always explore here with your hands. And I like to take hand just over hand right behind my back. Or if you really want to get crazy, you can do a prayer behind your back. Good. Good. Now hand to the floor, up on your back toes, step your right foot forward. For a forward fold. Bend your knees. Clasp both elbows if you need. Just take a few deep breaths here. Letting your low back go. Stretching out those hamstrings. Good. Now we're going to roll up each vertebrae slowly, slowly. Coming to our Tadasana mountain pose. Palms facing out. Shoulders down and back. Open your chest as if it was pulling up from a string. Pressing down into all 10 toes as you spread them wide. Good. Now we're going to come into Warrior 3 here. Shift your weight to your left leg. Bring your hands into prayer at heart center. And lift your right foot. Now we want to keep our foot in the same position as if it was on the floor. So just taking our right foot back straight behind us, creating an energetic line from heel to crown of head. And breathe. You can find a little more stability, pressing into all four corners of the toes and bending your knee just slightly. Good. Back down. Front foot to meet the other. Tadasana. Good. We're going to create a little balance here. So let's bring our left foot forward this time for Warrior 1. Keeping that back foot at a 45-degree angle. Front foot, front knee at a 90-degree angle. Knees over ankles. Breathe in, inhale, arms down, around, and up. Really activating our pelvic floor and our quads, bringing that navel in. Remember to lift that heart center. Glide your shoulders down and back. If you find your shoulders are up here by your ears, just slightly micro bend your elbows. Good. Now we'll press into that thigh again. Heel toe that back left foot in just a few steps, keeping it about 30 degrees. Straightening our front leg. You can bring your hands to prayer here for a pyramid pose on the right side. And make sure both your hips are facing forward like headlights here. Should feel a real nice stretch in your hamstrings. Good. Fingers face the floor. Pop that left foot up to meet the other. And fold. Pass your elbows if need. Find a little movement here. Good. Again, we're going to roll up to our mountain pose one vertebrae at a time, making sure we're doing this safely. Good. Palms face out. Press into the toes, all four corners. And here we're going to take our hands to heart center. Come into Warrior 3 on the left side. So take our left foot back, keeping that foot flexed, letting our heart fall to the floor, and creating that energetic line from heel to crown of head. And we're pressing into all four corners of the foot. Slight knee bend in the front for stability. Exhale, bring the foot down for Tadasana. Good job, guys. All right. Now here we are going to come into Warrior 2. This one's a little tricky. So what I want you to do is we're going to take our right foot, kind of bring our heel up onto our ankle bone, and slide our right foot directly to the back side of the mat, and keeping that foot pointed towards the sidewall. Okay, we're going to bend our left knee, keeping our knee over our ankle, bringing our arms parallel to the floor, and our gaze out through the middle finger. Really lift and engage as if you were Your thighs were being magnetized together, using that strength. Inhale, exhale. Good. Now bring your left elbow to knee. Swoop your right arm up and around towards your ear for a side angle pose. Make sure you keep that back leg stick straight. Good. Now we're going to come straight into our triangle pose. Just heel toe that back foot in just a little bit. Straighten your front leg. You can place your hand on your shin, either to the sky. Look up to the sky. Follow the line through your thumb to the sky. Love triangle pose. Such a juicy side stretch. Good. Now we're going to pop right into half moon here. Heart. You can take your hands to blocks if you have them nearby. And we're going to pop up in half moon on our left side. Good. Keeping that back foot flexed, front knee bent just gently. Good job. Coming back down into Tadasana. Bring your feet to the front of the mat. Woo, rolling up. Hands out to the side for our Tadasana mountain pose. Good. Now swoop your hands down, around, and up. Bend your knees and bring your seat low to the ground for chair pose. Remember, breathing brings balance. Don't forget to breathe. Inhale, exhale. Good. Now bring your chest forward and fall to the front of the mat for a forward fold. Making sure your knees are bent. You don't want to hurt that low back. You can grab your yogi toes if you feel the desired to. Good. We're going to carefully step back, come down to our knees, to all fours. We're going to end just like we began with a little bit of cat-cow. Letting your tummy drop to the floor, bringing your chest back, collarbones back. Inhale, exhale, back round. Really hollow that stomach out. Send your tailbone down between your knees. Good, and on your own, inhale. 2 more times. Good, 1 more time. Exhale, hollow out. Kind of wiggle around here and feel a nice stretch in the back of your shoulders. Good, now find your neutral flat back. And we are going to put our big toes together, spread our knees, and bring our sits bones back to the ground. Letting your chest fall to the ground, forehead fall to the ground. We're making a triangle here with our hands to relax our shoulders for child's pose. Feeling your body with breath here. Feel the back, the low back rise and fall with your breath. And feel free to stay here as long as you feel is needed. You can bring your knees together and come back up. If not, lifting your hands up to the sky, bringing them to a prayer pose, and bringing your thumbs to your third eye center. Just take a few deep breaths here. Thank yourself for honoring your body. Bring your hands down to heart center. Dip your chin. Inhale. Exhale. Thank you for practicing with me today, guys. Namaste.